Hello and welcome along to the next episode of my camper conversion YouTube channel. So this video is part of a series converting a Mercedes Treka mobility minibus into a fully fledged DVLA registered camper van, and it's going to be quite a high spec camper van build, this one as well. So there's already an introduction video and a basic video already on my channel showing how I've stripped down the interior so far. I've got all the seats out, I've got all of the roof panels off, all the insulation out, all the side panelling off as well. As you can see, the van itself is already insulated with Kingspan along the side, so that's half a job already saved for me. But I'm going to have to insulate all the way along the top roof before I start building a new roof lining to go all the way along. But first things first, I'm going to be having to take the flooring up, get all of this tracking for the minibus seats out. I'm going to be building an entirely new floor frame. It's going to be fully insulated throughout, but while the flooring's going to be up, it's going to be the perfect time to also do some inspections on the chassis, waxoyl it, make sure it's 100% for many more years to come. It looked in really good condition when I first bought the van, but it's still awkward to get underneath, so the best way to find out is to get the floor up and give it all a good look around. Now, because this bus is fiberglass shelled, there's no rust, there's no rot on any of the bodywork, any of the panels, so the only place anywhere on the actual van that could rust or rot is going to be the actual main chassis itself. But as I say, it looked pretty solid, but let's have a good look by getting this flooring up, and then we'll be able to lay some new flooring, insulate that, so a new layer of flooring on top of that, and then we'll be able to start building up the bus from inside. So, as I say, first things first, let's get some safety gear on and get this flooring ripped up and see what it looks like. Right, well, I haven't really been filming much so far, even though I've been on it for probably about 2 hours so far. So if you're going to be taking up the flooring on one of these, be prepared to be underneath the bus for a hell of a long time. There's over 100 lock-in nuts securing all of the Unwin tracking rails for the seats. As you can see, they're all bolted through there. You get 2 per individual rail, and they are repeated very regularly. And as I say, 2 per rail. You've got 5 rails that side, 4 there, so you're talking 18 bolts per spreader bar going all the way along. And as I say, they're repeated just over every, probably about 1.5 foot, something like that. So as I say, there's a hell of a lot of nuts to be taken off. So if you're thinking of taking one of these floors up, be prepared for a lot of time spent underneath the bus. A lot of time just unscrewing nuts. So I'm going to crack on, continue, get a little bit of progress. There's a little bit of a wiggle on them now. So you can see it's lifting up a little bit. But there's still a hell of a lot more to go. So I'll pick this back up, put it in a good few more hours when there's actually something to show for it. So I'm already on to day 2 of taking the flooring up, and this is how far I've got. I've managed to get 3 of the Unwin full length rails fully released. Now it's definitely easier trying to get through some of the ply boarding and try and undo all of the nuts from underneath, from above, rather than clambering underneath the bus and trying to reach up. That just gives you constant dead arms, and access to some of the nuts is quite awkward as well. You can't get in with a impact screwdriver, like powered or anything like that, because they're all inside actual beams, so there's no direct access underneath to any of the nuts. So it's turning out to be a real pain, this. It'll be worth it when it's all up, because as I say, it'll mean I'll be able to fully treat all of the chassis and then also insulate in between all of the actual axle beams as well, and then I'll be able to get full underfloor insulation in. I say, it's just proven to be a real pain to get this flooring up. It's certainly well built, put it that way. So I'm going to crack on. As I say, day 2. I'm hoping I'll be able to get most of it up by the end of today. We'll see how we go though. So I'll crack on and see how far we get. Oh, so finally 2.5 days later, that's all the flooring up, out and finally removed from the bus. I've had to undo the wheelchair lift at the back to be able to get some of the pipes and the power lines that were drilled through the rails out. I didn't want to cut the wires or the hydraulic pipes because I'm hoping to try and sell the wheelchair lift separately, so I've taken that out in one unit. But now all the flooring's up, as you can see. I'm back down to the bare bones of the chassis of the bus itself. And just looking at the chassis itself, it looks in really good condition, especially considering the age of the bus. The bus is 17, 18 years old now, something like that. And the chassis members themselves are in excellent condition. Some of them are just going to probably need a light wire brush just to take some surface rust off. Then I'm going to be going along and waxoiling all of the exterior beams and getting some waxoyl guns to be able to squirt inside the actual chassis member beams as well, just to protect it all for the future, for longevity. But as you can see, now the flooring's up, it's made a hell of a difference. I've also been able to get the wheelchair lift dropped off as well. That'll be covered in a separate video as well. But at least now all the flooring's up, as I say, it means I can wax oil all of the chassis, all the beams inside and out. And then now I can actually start, once all the wax oiling's done, to rebuild up the flooring, full insulation in between all of the beam rafters. Then it'll be a full sheet of flooring on there as well, and then I can start building up the conversion again. So I hope you found this video useful. As I say, that flooring to get up was a real pain in the arse really. It took me 2.5 days on my own. If there was more than one person, it would have been a lot quicker, a lot easier. But it is what it is, and at least it's all done now. So I hope you found this video useful on how to take the flooring up on a coach-built mobility minibus. If you did, give the video a good old thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button as well, because I'm going to be documenting every single job I do to this bus, job by job on my channel. As I say, some of the next videos are going to be the removal of the wheelchair lift, wax oiling all of the actual chassis beams. Then it's going to be insulating the, laying new flooring, insulating the flooring, and building up the full conversion from there on. So, as I say, give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and if you haven't, why haven't you? There's that much content on my channel, have a look. And as I say, follow along, and hopefully within the next 10-20 videos, something like that, we should have a fully respectable, fully built up mobile home. So, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video of my series. Cheers.